The importance of setting limits for children. Children need limits. Limit means boundaries, rules, what is acceptable, what is expected at home, in school, outside, and so on. My name is Adebimpe Seriki. I'm a trained 0 to 3 years Montessori directress and also MATE certified 2.5 to 6 years Montessori directress. I own and run Montessori Training Hub. It's a school for educators and parents of 0 to 6 years. So 0 to 6 years. Limits are often challenging or difficult to set and maintain, especially with younger children because they are impulsive and they are trying to understand their world, their environment. Limits are taught to children to make them feel safe and secure. When you teach children what is not acceptable and what is expected of them, it makes them feel safe, because by doing that, you are showing them that if they don't do this, accidents will not happen. If they don't do that, accidents might not happen. Limits are taught to children to make them healthy. For example, when you limit the number of sweets or cookies or any food that they eat and the kind of food they eat, you are teaching them to be healthy and you are showing them how to eat healthy. Number 3, limits teach children self-discipline. Teaching children over a period of time, what not to do, what is acceptable, and explaining it and making them see the reason why they shouldn't do this and what would happen to them if they do it. After a period, you see them developing that inner discipline that will make them not to do it and grow up to be a self-disciplined adult. Limit teach them to learn how to make healthy choices as they are growing and they are learning about their environment. They will know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and then be able to do this without coming to you every time to ask for permission and so on. Limits teach them to cope with uncomfortable feelings and emotions. When you set boundaries, when you tell them what is expected of them and they don't do it or they go beyond it, by allowing them to make that mistake, by allowing them to express their emotions, what they are feeling, and you being able to guide them, they will be able to grow and cope with the emotions. Limit teach them how to manage situations. If they already know what not to do, and because they are impulsive and they are trying to understand their environment, and they still go ahead and do some things, when the consequences comes, you will see them being able to adjust and being able to at least to know that, okay, so this is really not what I'm not supposed to do, and they'll be able to manage it. Limit teach them to own up to their choices. When they make mistakes, when they do what they are not supposed to do, when you ask, and because they've known over time that you are the type, you are the adult, you are the kind of adult they can talk with, they will be able to adjust to the situation, to own up to their choices and own up to their choices. How to set limits. You can set limits as early as possible, even as babies. Whatever you don't want the child to do, you start showing them, not by spanking, not by shouting, not by yelling, but you repeat. There's something called a firm face. Their children understand and they will abide. Then you have to keep it consistent. No matter the situation, don't say, don't do this now. And because you are outside, or you think it's not the situation where you are supposed to correct the child there and then, even if you can't at that moment, you still have to talk about it later so that they know that this is not acceptable. You are not going to accept it. Then you keep it simple. You are dealing with children, even though when you talk they understand, but you still have to come down to their level and say the way they will understand. Another way is being positive and clear. By being positive and clear, I mean in a situation like you see a child jumping on a settee, you don't tell the child, don't jump. You don't jump on that settee, you get down. The best way to get the information into them and to make them accept the boundaries is to explain. You say something like, we don't jump on settees. You are not smiling, you are not laughing. That's why I said about a firm face. You are not frowning, you are not yelling. Say it. We don't jump on settees. Settees are meant for sitting. We sit on the settee. When you jump on the settee, you can fall off and hurt yourself. When you jump on the settee, you can spoil the settee. So you sit on the settee. Another how to set limits is you reinforce. When the child is doing good things or they follow your instructions, they take initiatives and do what you've told them to do, that you don't need to tell them before they do things. You have to say it and show them, not by necessarily praising them. You just say it and make them know and understand that you saw that they are doing well. So another way is to know when to be flexible when circumstances demand. By being consistent is not being rigid. For example, during holidays or festivals, you have cousins and families over, you can change the sleeping time. If they sleep by 8 or 9, you can allow it because they have people around. But immediately the festival and families are gone, you have to revert back to their sleep time so that they will understand that mommy or daddy is not rigid and they know what they are doing. They will listen to you and they will understand the limit. Thank you for listening to me. Till next time. Bye.